Yep, I'm good on my end as well. Yeah, no problem. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for inviting us, and it's been great to be here. So. Awesome, perfect. So I'll give that one a go. Obviously, my name is Hanif Knight. I'm one of the co-founders of the Tap project. I'm do kind of a lead in terms of the vision, marketing, kind of influence of the project as well, and kind of the shape of it. My kind of real interest in the project is one, I'm a huge gamer, so this project is kind of I always laugh and I always say it, and it's almost built for me, right? It's something that I've always dreamed about using, and it's something that I'm just pumped. Every game I literally play, I'm like, oh, I just watching those currencies go up and just only wishing to be able to convert them. So that's just kind of my real input there. Right. It's funny that you mentioned that. As we indicated before, Hugh and myself are brothers, and all the time we obviously grew up gaming and playing different games back way back when, from Nintendo all the way up forward, and we kind of were always looking at new avenues to progress in gaming or change the gaming industry. Um, I myself, I don't buy much DLC, and I make a point of saying that because I'm looking for new ways to get those things by playing the games. By, if it's saying, oh, you have to play a harder level to earn this, I'm going to play that harder level. I'm going to play, one man standing or whatever, just to get the bonus gear or something. And it initially came into figuring out ways to innovate the gaming industry with streaming and YouTubing, and kind of building a conversion mechanism between YouTubers and audiences and stuff like that. And obviously we came to just bantering around, throwing up ideas out of the air and stuff like that. And we were playing games, and we are just kind of like, hey, we always go back every once in a while. He would send me a picture or something of an old school game. We're like, oh yeah, just reminisce about that. And we're kind of like, hey, what happened to all those hours and that currency and the amount of points and times that we spent in those games? That would be crazy if we could take that out and put it onto a new game that we're playing right now. And that kind of was that shock and awe kind of, interesting. Let's see what we have here, right? Yeah. Yep. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. I have a funny story for you. Going back to kind of the RuneScape chopping down trees, I had a friend that was playing, I think, World of Warcraft at the time, and I don't know if you guys remember those little small birds that would kind of tip over and poke every once in a while. Like they would just kind of be on a little physics kind of tilting. He put that on one of his buttons and he just literally just left it there for hours. That would just go down and click a button every single, just for mining gold or something like that, right? No, it's, I totally get you. So yeah, that's a great point to kind of to make on. And one of the things that we kind of highlighted in one of our earlier podcasts as well is, in 2017 or 2016, the gaming industry nearly broke $100 billion, and in 2017, PUBG alone made 700 million off of transactions and kind of Steam microtransactions, stuff like that. That's a lot of money. um, and that was an alpha. I play PUBG, and no hate against PUBG. It's a great game, um, but there needs to be some sort of shift there. That to me, as a gamer, that's a one-sided. And I'm not saying we're to take away from developers or anything like that. It's nothing that we want to do. We just want to add another layer onto that circle. Instead of going, gamers pay to play a game, or they pay for a transaction, that's it, ends there. We want to add another loop. So we don't want to stop gamers from paying into games, but we just want to have a little bit of creativity and freedom for those who want to be able to take those conversions. So one that is a major issue in terms of with the gaming industry right now is it's very cyclical, and it stops at one end. Really, it doesn't come back, and it's very traditional in the method that they're actually using. It works, it's a working method, but as we said, we want to really disrupt the industry. We want to change it, we want to shake it up a little bit, and because sometimes change is good for innovation and creativity and stuff like that. So yeah, I saw that. Oh man, I saw that. I could not believe. Yeah. So, one of the things that we kind of want to highlight is we want to range between indie games to AAA games alike. And obviously, their needs and wants are different, but essentially, they're the same. They want a user base and they want continued engagement and they want increased live ops and people continuing to play their games. Obviously, the psychology of gaming is a different aspect, but how do we get people to continue playing my game once they're on and not leave? So for indie games, we want to provide them an ability and an option to put their platform or their game on a platform easily. Innovate themselves. They're always looking at new ways to test the waters. Some of the greatest games start out as indie games just because they don't have to follow the framework of a AAA, or they don't have to count on the fact that, hey, we just need to do A and B. They can kind of explore and kind of challenge themselves. So we want to provide them the opportunity to challenge themselves by gaining additional and immediate revenue in the source of cryptocurrency by transactions as soon as they get on the platform. So that helps with marketing for them, that helps with exposure, and that helps with different users trying out their games. For them, it's the kind of the light of, hey, you might be right beside, let's say Destiny or Call of Duty as your indie game. Even just spilling off 1% of that user base to just try your game for 20-30 minutes is a huge bonus. We can't make their games any better, so they still have to develop a great game. But if their game is really good and it keeps their users engaged, then boom, you'll having a share of 1% is a huge thing for them. And for AAAs, it's kind of that immediate revenue source and additional revenue source for them that goes way beyond challenging someone, as you said, creating a way to say, oh, you guys need to pay for deaths or something like that, right? Get away from that and create that. So. Yeah, so it's just kind of touch on a little bit of the transaction method as well. We want to create the opportunity for games to expand, and it's not. It's going to be it's obviously very fluid. So there is different tiers, as you said, and the higher your game gets exposed, the more revenue you receive in transactions. So as you kind of increase in 1 month or whatever, you might say you have a couple updates, boom, your transaction revenue is a little bit higher. Slower months, you kind of go down to a different tier. But Hugh, did you want to touch on to the platform or anything like that? And we've kind of created the platform to have a large amount of advancements in it as well. So just kind of on the basic level, users are able to jump onto the platform, play a game, convert that digital score, earned or premium, environments, assets, skins, anything like that, into Tapcoin specifically, jump back onto the platform, and then have that used in different avenues. So we've set up kind of like a social influence type of factor. So if you are good at Super Mario Run or something like that, and you've figured out a great way to gamify that game and earn score really fast in a matter of every 5 minutes, you can earn X amount. You can load that right onto your profile. People can follow you. It's almost kind of like a YouTube or Twitch kind of aspect where you gain followers, you can receive tips. The Tapcoin is used onto the platform to facilitate. Hugh, is it time? Is it time to mention that? To facilitate, one thing that we're going to bring right onto your show is the new stages and advancements, updates to facilitate tournaments, avatars, non-fungibles, where users are able to buy kind of Modern Warfare 2. Fall colors were the best. In every gun, fall colors were the best. So kind of like that, where your avatar is kind of like a gold skin. You want to get to that highest tier with your avatar to be able to say, hey, this guy's good. He's gold tiered on this game. I'm gonna follow him, tip him, and I'll be able to earn exactly what this guy's doing. He might be an esports pro gamer, but hey, I have access to him, exactly what he's doing, and sky's the limit for me, right? So there's different things that we've built in the platform to allow advancements, creativity, some freedom, customization is there, and users will be able to use those tap coins in tournaments and avatars, as I said. So we're super excited about that. It's great. Yep. Yeah, you can only imagine, right? It's if Twitter influencers and stuff like that, you can imagine like trading. People watch traders and see exactly what they're doing. If somebody can say, "Hey, I play this game and I earn this amount of tap coins just by doing this," you follow me and you follow my steps. That's huge for both influencers as both gamers following as well. Okay. Yep. Yeah, we didn't want to change anything, and a lot of people were like, "Oh, you're changing my game economy. You're changing my environments." We're like, no, we won't change any of that. We do provide some customization if you do want to say, "Hey, this is something that we want to make it harder to earn tap coins or harder to earn a certain score." Yeah, we have that customization, but on a default level, we provide that simplicity to say, "Hey, as long as you're a real game," and you and I will test those out, just make sure it's not somebody creating a stick fighter game just to reap the benefits or bought the system or gamify the system. then we want to make this as simple with as minimal of a footprint as we possibly can. Obviously, there might be a little bit if they want to do partnerships and kind of really delve into this by joining different avatars across games and stuff like that, then we have that option available. Yeah, it's that's a great point. And some the way that we've kind of worked around that is by exporting and importing limits. So although it might take us back a little bit, but that's something very important because last thing is we want is somebody to be able to, lack of a better word, destroy another game or destroy other players immediately upon that. So we've created a minor importing export limit that allows, let's say if we're taking Clash of Clans for example, allows a user to, instead of starting out per se a giant level 1, they'll be able to start at giant level 2. So it's nothing that would, destroy a game immediately or, put someone at an unfair advantage. You still got to be good. You still got to have some skill. But it just sets you up, just to kind of have that a little bit of an edge, a little bit of increased engagement kind of getting into the game right off the bat. And right, that's the exact point for me to be able to load up. As soon as this goes through, I'm loading up all my games. Right, I'm hooking up all my systems, putting in every single disc, and taking that out because right, you're right. That's hours. I can count countless games I've spent over 100 hours playing, just sitting there. And yeah, it's back years back when, but I should be rewarded for that somehow, right? 100% is. Yeah, it's definitely an idea and a thing that we kind of want to be a part of, and it's great to actually see that in motion. And as I said, I'm super excited as a gamer myself, just kind of being able to integrate that and really get hold of it. So just oh no. Yeah, let alone being like an hour behind 50 weeks, holy smokes. So we kind of provide that as an incentive for those who want to hold our coin, and we don't encourage any sort of trading and anything like that in terms of with their coin. We don't want people to pump and dump and everything like that. So what we provide is a drip bonus incentive for users that holding over 250,000 tap coins. Basing it on the amounts that they've acquired during the pre-sale or the ICO, or those that can actually earn it through gameplay. So once you get to this amount, this legendary amount, as we call it, you receive 0.25% daily. And some people are like, oh, 0.25, that's a lot. Yeah, it does work out, but depending on values of certain things, it might equal itself out. We might lower some thresholds, we might increase some thresholds, but at this point, that's kind of what we've said. So just by holding that amount in your tap wallet provides users the incentives of gaining a daily amount of tap coins per day, in addition to playing and earning. So. Yeah, so here you can touch on kind of our integration of our wallet as well too. So there's some differences between the three of them, and then obviously there's some similarities. Long ago, PC master race versus console is kind of the biggest thing, and console gamers and PC gamers always clashing. Oh, my graphics are better. I got that that next gen system graphics card, and you're on your console graphics card. Outside of those things, being a gamer, holding the similarity, there's no difference. Obviously, gamers are gamers on each. One thing that is changing though is the amount of time and the places that people are playing. So mobile gaming is increasing in that way that everyone has a phone, everyone has the ability to play on the road. A lot of people are playing for 5 minutes. They're playing 5 minutes for every hour, but they're still playing a length of time. So we are changing the way that mobile gaming is being faced by capturing those casual gamers. A lot of casual games are coming out on mobile, not so much on PC outside of Steam. We seeing a little bit of those indie games hitting PC. Well, I'm sorry, console with like Cuphead and stuff like that. But one of the things we want to change is create. Hugh calls it end the console war. Right? And we really want to integrate all three systems to be able to create that transactions between all three of them. We'll never end it. Obviously, I funny enough, what was it? We were at one of those pitch events, and we were talking about that, and we said, "Oh, end the console war," and the guy laughed, and he laughed, just laughed it off, and he kind of turns back in his seat. And then maybe like a couple seconds later, he's like, PC Master Race. Like, so just subtly just says it, right? So you'll never end one of those things, but it's just kind of like to integrate all three consoles and all three systems into one and really provide the opportunity for mobile gamers to really capture that competitiveness, that esports feeling that we see with console and PC. Yeah. And we are seeing like some pretty advanced games coming out on mobile. I know this, well, last 6 months and this year, we've seen PUBG Mobile and Fortnite Mobile. There's been a kind of a esports arena for Clash Royale. So there's some pretty hefty games that are coming out, and people are getting pretty competitive on the mobile space. And obviously, as Hugh said, to kind of integrate all three of those on holding their own really is a big feat, and we're super excited to prepare for it. Yeah, so on our default systems, obviously these systems can be changed by developers if they feel that they want to kind of make things harder or make it easier for certain games or certain achievements to be won. But on the default system, funny, as we're kind of going through this, and as we call it the tap value matrix, as we kind of develop this and kind of doing the research and the mathematics around it, we figured out that developers and publishers already create a value into their game economy. Their earned and premium scores already have a value in its own. And that's due to the fact that they are connected to a store that is often allowed the change of fiat currencies, US dollars, or Canadian dollars, or whatever your currency is, to their premium currencies. Some games offer the exchange between the fiat to earned, but not a lot of games do that. So just by really breaking down how much does it take for one premium currency, how much is that valued for an earned currency, figuring out how long that takes to earn that earned currency is another factor as well to come into that. But on a default method, it's figuring out how does this developer value each of their currencies, how long does it take to earn that earned or premium currencies, and what is the value comparative to the store. Once we find that, we can find out a default amount of tap coins to ETH, tap to USD, what's the correlation there, and really figuring out, okay, one gem or one gold is equal to 5 tap coins at its current rate. It fluctuates, it depends, but that's kind of where we've set the value matrix, so to speak. Yeah, so we just conducted our pre-sale kind of in October, end of October. We did a crowd sale after that, and yeah, as you said, there was a demand for it to extend it. Once we hit our soft cap, users wanted this to be extended. They wanted more opportunity to get more. They wanted more opportunity to really take advantage of the fact that they're seeing this system alive and being able to grow. And so we extended it up until the beginning of this year, and then we concluded it. One of the differences, and I'm not hesitant to say it, and I'm not, I have no problems with saying that, is we are, as we discussed, we're gamers for gamers. We are creating this product for gamers and publishers. We don't have a huge marketing budget. We didn't have a huge, we weren't CEOs already. We weren't co-founders of another project. We weren't company men already. So we have been doing this literally grassroots, face to face, door to door, kind of that old school style of marketing. And we're not, we don't have any shame in admitting that, and that's really our story. Is we're bringing this up from the ground. So yeah, we didn't, we weren't, at bat levels of 35 million in 2 blocks or something like that, right? But we're getting exactly what we need to build this project fully and to actually grow. And it's going to be super organic, and it is already super organic in terms of our growths. Yeah. Yeah, it works out that way that we've kind of, as I said, been super transparent on our Telegram channels. We're there all day almost. In addition to kind of what we're doing, any questions that come up, any feedback, we take them, we bring them in. We even included our tap project. Proposal where we allowed users to provide feedback, really took them to the table and initiated actually some of those. So people were surprised. They were like, oh, you guys actually listened to us and actually put forward our feedback. And we have no problems doing so. We don't have that much pride, right? Like we'd still have pride in our project, but we're not going to be able to say, hey, sorry, we messed up on this. We were thinking this. You guys are right on that. Let's move forward, right? Yeah, it's for sure. It's definitely coming from art. Yeah. Perfect. That's a great question to kind of and a great segue into kind of some of the new things that we've done and some of the new things that we're going to be doing. We just released our quarter 2 roadmap. And our roadmap, we as another gaming hint there is we described our general roadmap as the road to Zion, from a little bit of a matrix point off there, but and Zion being kind of the end stage. But we delved into our quarter 2 and really focused on some of our technical aspects leading up to our MVP, which is our minimal valuable product. And April 2nd, we'll have our logo and website reveal. And that's a brand new logo and I said a rebrand of kind of our project going forward. We want to make sure that our project is seen to stand the times of fads and trends and the whole kind of oh, this is just a .com bubble type of thing. We want to provide that immersive storytelling and connectiveness to for gamers and users. And then we've kind of moved into our initiations of verifications. And Hugh, did you want to touch on kind of a little bit of the relay, and I'll get back into kind of the other stuff in quarter 2. And Hugh, you touched on it a little bit, but I'll go back to it. The MVP. That will be the we have that slated for June 30th, but that will be the first time users will be able to play a game which we've developed with Juego Studios. We've partnered with them, studio that worked with Warner Brothers, Disney, and etc. But play a game and be able to convert that score into tap coins. That will be the time that that is integrated on a under Unity. Both plugins will be coming out, Unity and Unreal, and so users will be able to do so. And that's a major milestone. Even if that's just one game for me playing that game over and over and over again, that is a major milestone for us. They did some testing with us, and we sent it, and we're just kind of, it was the middle of the night, and we're kind of like, we've got it. It's actually showed up on our platform. It's fully working, and that is one major step for us. And I'm gonna break it. I think I'm gonna do it, Hugh. I'm gonna do it on your podcast here. The first time we're ever mentioning this is we're patent pending. We have filed for that, and we're currently patent pending on the idea of converting digital virtual currencies into cryptocurrencies and tap coins. This is including environments, assets, skins, non-fungibles, and cryptocurrencies as well. So super excited about that, and I'm happy to kind of release that on your show here. Yeah, so we're definitely in it for being around there for a long time, and this is kind of the first steps for us, and June 30th is a big milestone for us getting it out. $100%, yeah. Yeah, I can leave a few as kind of the whole space kind of develops, and people kind of see blood days or see green days, and kind of focus a little bit on the currency, really dive into the projects and the ability of blockchain and kind of the uses. We're not just in it to create a one-time thing that's a little flash project or something like that. We really want to change the space. So we're working hard on doing that. We might be the smaller guy, but we are working hard on ensuring that we're actually providing some innovativeness. One of our new slogans, kind of a power impact statements going forward, is tap into a world that is more than just gaming. So that is what we want to breathe kind of moving forward. It's more than gaming. It's a connectiveness between gaming, blockchain, the whole crypto sphere, and the community alike. Yeah, they can check us out at www.tapproject.net. Check us out on Telegram as well, t.me/tapcoin. We have Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. They will all be kind of changed with our new logo going forward. So hit that Tap brand and see it, check it out, retweet us, like us, whatever it might be. Email us at team@tapproject.net. We're super open to speaking with you guys at any sort of events that we have in Vancouver, any sort of events that we can get to. Come talk to us. We have the shirts out there. That was one of the big things as gamers, right? You need a sweatshirt or you need something. We actually did. That was the first swag, right? You want some apparel, right? You want some swag or something. Exactly. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys very much. It was awesome to be here.